And Josie already pointed out, read the answer is in God. And the answer is in His Word. Because His Word, among a lot of things that it is a plan for living, which includes finances. It's not just about finance, but it includes finances. And I find it interesting, most people, Christians included, myself included, either do not know or have not applied God's financial principles to their lives. And applying these principles are so crucial. If you have a newsletter, go to a newsletter, just checking. If you don't, raise your hands up and our ushers, which will hopefully be available soon. Awesome, fantastic job. Just leave your hands nice and high so that you can follow the outline. Pen is in the connection card pocket. So we want to write this down. This is really important. Okay, so 3 crucial reasons why applying God's financial principles to our lives is important. The first one is this: how we handle money affects our fellowship with God. How we handle money affects our fellowship with God. Jesus Himself said in Luke 16:11, so if you have not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who will trust you with your riches, spiritual riches? So what Jesus is saying here is how we handle money is equated with the quality of our spiritual life. Now, He's not saying you can buy spirituality. He's not saying that. But He's saying, remember, money in itself is nothing. It represents what we value. And if our values are out of whack, it will affect us spiritually. Because spiritually, we're to value God the most, foremost. All right, so it's all about value. What do we value most? If we handle our money properly, according to the principles of the Bible, then our fellowship with God will grow stronger. But if we manage money unfaithfully, our fellowship with Him will suffer. Now, very importantly, it does not affect your relationship. You are a child of God, and that is by the grace of God. You do not earn that. That is by His grace. Jesus made you a child of God when you received Him as Savior. That doesn't affect it. However, how much you please your Heavenly Father, how good the quality of that relationship is, that is your fellowship. And I think if we're children, we shouldn't just, oh, well, I'm a child of God, but because I love my Heavenly Father, I want to please Him. And that is the quality of fellowship. And it includes everything, including how I use my pocket money. And so following God's financial principle draws us closer to Him. That is our heart motive, our Heavenly Father. The second criteria of why it's so important to understand God's financial principles is possessions compete with God. Possessions compete with God. In fact, possessions are the primary competitor with God for lordship over our lives. Lordship means who's the boss, who's number one. Again, it comes back to what do we value most. You see, money is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. And so the priority is God is our Lord, He's our master. We are His servant, and we are to make money our servant for Him. Jesus tells us we must choose to serve only one of these two masters. Look what Jesus says in Matthew 6:24. Can we read it together over there? No one can serve two masters. Either you will love the one and hate the other, or you'll be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. Thank you. Again, money's a wonderful servant, but it is a terrible master. And so we're going to ask ourselves, do we own our possessions, or do our possessions own us? All right? Do I have to get the latest whatever? Well, if I do, maybe it's owning me and I'm not owning it. Jesus is saying that it is impossible to serve money even a little bit and still serve God. It's one or the other. Let me give you an illustration, and I'll need my volunteers. So I'll get Ian, I'll get Tyler, and David Jones. In the 12th century, look at my history right here, there was the Crusades. And the Crusades were a bunch of holy warriors who would fight the Muslims in the Holy Land. And they didn't have enough people. So they said, we're going to hire some mercenaries. Mercenaries are people you pay money to fight for you. And a lot of them weren't Christian or even biblically literate, but we need manpower. And so Ian's our crusader. Careful, that point is quite sharp. Okay? It's not a live blade though, thank goodness. And so these they would hire the mercenaries to fight on their behalf, but because it was religious war, we had to make sure these mercenaries were somewhat Christian-like. And so we're like, you know what, even though you don't believe in Jesus, we're just going to baptize you. Alright? So what the mercenaries would do, you get us stand sideways now. Now hold the sword in one hand, point it outwards, we'll move away. Alright? To this side, straight ahead. Alright? And they would baptize the mercenary. Okay, baptize him now into the water. And as they baptize him, the mercenary would keep the sword out of the... Can you go again? The deeper, lower? Deeper. That's it. Let's not drop the sword, anyone. Thank you. And out again. So the mercenary... Okay, thank you. Give me a hand. Alright? So the mercenary would keep his sword out of the water to symbolize, Jesus, you can control everything in my life, but not this sword. I will slay whoever I want to slay. True story. Now, I think sometimes we're like those mercenaries. Ian, could you get your wallet out, please? We hold our wallet out like the mercenary's sword, and so we get baptized into Jesus, and we say, Jesus, you can have every part of my life, but not my money. I want to do whatever I want with this. Thank you very much. Give a hand to these guys. I'm going to put this away because some kids play with it. Have we covered for public liability for this before? Sword play? Okay. And we're going to be careful. We're not like those mercenaries. Where we are like, Jesus, I submit every part of my life to you, but not this. And what I found is the reason we do it, okay, that point is pointing out too high. Let's change it again, don't cut that carpet. I think it's fear. It's the fear of, what if I don't have enough? What if I lack? What if I can't go on to tomorrow? And so out of fear, we hold on to things. And the antidote to fear really is revelation of God's truth and God's love and his plan for our lives. So that is what we need to look at. Our third critical point of what's important with applying God's financial principles is much of life revolves around the use of money. Much of life revolves around the use of money. And again, in a nice world, it would be nice to say we don't need money, you don't need money for happiness. And while it's true we can't buy happiness with money, we need money to live. You've got to have food on the table, you've got to have clothes on your back, you have shelter over your head. During our normal week, we would spend a lot of time earning money, either in a job, or you might own a business, you might be an investor, whatever. But you spend time to earn money. You make decisions on how to spend money. Do I buy that dress? You think about where to save money. You think about where to invest money. You pray about your giving, like in our tithes and our offerings. And God has prepared us for these tasks by giving the Bible, among other things, as His plan for handling money. You know, increasingly in our world, people are wondering more and more where they can turn for help, financially speaking. And there's a lot of scam artists out there on the internet. They prey on that. And really, there are only two basic alternatives when it comes to this. The Bible and the answers that people come up with. And here's the thing. The way most people handle money in the world is in direct contrast with God's financial principles. And that is why the media, when they decide to criticize the church, the one area they will always harp on is what? Money. When they get all upset that we tithe and we give offerings. Oh, the church wants your money. They're a greedy bunch. And I'm thinking, how many advertising sponsors did pay you to actually run this news show? Okay? And I was not here to criticize the media, but they don't understand that we want to give to God. We want to give to His Word. We're not being extorted, but it is completely foreign to the world's thinking. And that's what God says in Isaiah 55:8. He says, my thoughts are not your thoughts. Neither are your ways my ways, declare the Lord. In a lot of areas, including finances. So church, you understand, the purpose of this stewardship message series is to help us learn the biblical principles of handling money and possessions. These sermons will offer us practical ways to integrate these principles into our lives. And I believe that as we discover these principles and put them into practice, we will draw closer to God. We will submit more fully to Him as Lord. And we will learn to be content and set our financial house in order. So, how does this all work? When you look at the Bible as a whole, it teaches that there are two distinct parts of the handling of money. The part God plays and the part we play. And you need to start with God. When it comes to stewardship, it cannot start with us because we're just going to mess it up. It's got to start with God. He is the foundation for stewardship. Yeah. And it comes out of that. Once you really get who God is, generosity is not going to be a problem. Yeah. Giving is not going to be a problem. Because you know you can trust God and you don't have to live in fear of lack. Most of the confusion relating to handling money arises from not clearly understanding these two parts. God's part, our part. And so today we're going to look at God's part. All right? And you know that God has many, many names in the Bible. And when it comes to the area of money, the name that comes up again and again is Master. Not He-Man, but God is the master of the universe. If you remember that cartoon back in the 80s, showing my age. This is so important, church. You know why? Because how we view God determines how we live. Alright? How we view God will determine how we live, including our areas of finance. For example, Job, rich man in the Old Testament, had lots of kids, had a lot of possessions. He loses everything. And he still worships God. His own wife says, curse God and die. And he says, even though He slay me, yet will I praise Him. He knew God. And he accepted his role as master of those possessions. And this was before any Bible was written. He knew that. The Bible talks about two areas in which God's part is so crucial. You can write them down in your notes. The first part is ownership. Ownership. The Bible clearly says that God is the sole owner of everything. Psalm 24:1 says, the earth is the Lord and all it contains. And beyond that, the Bible is actually very specific about what God owns. Leviticus 25:23, he says, the land is mine. Okay, not LJ Hooker, not Remax, as wonderful as real estate agents are. All right, God is the prime real estate owner. Haggai 2:8 says, the silver is mine, the gold is mine. Not Fort Knox, He owns all these commodities. And finally, Psalm 50:10, for every beast of the forest is mine, the cattle